How's it going, Aries community? Soul Tigers here with a special story for this wonderful frequency. Now, before I get started, I want to say thank you for your patience as I had to extend my leave an extra month due to some medical issues. But let's go ahead. Let's get started. So, Aries, balancing the good with the bad. Just because life doesn't always keep a smooth trajectory doesn't mean you are failing at something. Many great lessons come about through chaos. Chaos can even show us where our loyalties lie and why we choose to be loyal to those certain things. Some of the best relationships gain strength when overcoming the chaos together. And I think that's a really big thing for you, Aries. Aries tend to be really strong, independent type of individuals. So by stepping back and leaning on another through the unexpected when it comes to this chaos could be something here for you, helping you to wake up to a new awareness about things, about yourself, even about this person that you may need to lean on. So as you see, we're getting started. So right here, the unexpected action. It's going to require some kind of new action that helps you blossom into who you are a little bit, maybe help you blossom into being able to accept help from others, being able to lean on others, but not being hard on yourself because that you can't do the completion of whatever this is when it comes to this chaos by yourself. Knowing that being able to lean on others is a type of self-love. Ooh, this is already starting out. Wow. Right here we have the creation getting ready to happen. Maybe the creation of a new understanding. Maybe the creation of seeing things a little bit differently when it comes to yourself. When we are overly independent type of individuals and we go through chaos, especially chaos that we have to rely or lean on others, you can feel very vulnerable. But maybe this is something that's going to bring a new emergence of awareness. And this emergence of self-awareness is all a part of the first house, which is your house, Aries. And this is something that is a part of you learning about who you are, being able to shed old views to step into new views of things. That is something about your journey that is a really big thing that will come in and out of your life through the different chaos, through different conflicts that you have around you, or even personal conflicts that you have within you. I'm hearing to say, let's keep going. Something you're not seeing, something that you're at odds ends with is change. How to weather this storm, which way to go. Is it only up to you to get through it by yourself? And I'm hearing no, that is not the lesson at this time. Blossoming, for some reason, because this chaos is going to come at you, it's going to make you feel less. It's going to make you feel like you have less. It's going to make you feel very vulnerable when it comes to things. And maybe that's something that you're going to have to reassess when it comes in. Reassess with the third eye. Third eye energy is all about intuition, clarity, insight, and imagination. How you see yourself, how you think the world sees you. Aries is a positive masculine energy. So with a lot of positive masculine energies between the fire signs and the air signs, it's a lot of pride in being able to take care of things on your own. But there's a reason why you weren't put on this planet by yourself, Aries. And sometimes when we partner up with others, when we are able to go hand in hand with these others, again, we're able to strengthen areas in ourselves with ourselves, about ourselves, and even with others in ways that we couldn't unless this chaos had to come about or needed to come about. So right here, something else is extremes. Whatever this chaos is, it's going to test the extremes of things in your life. And I feel like if you try and take all of the burdens onto yourself, it's something that's going to really kind of rock your peace. It could even rock your perspective and feeling protected or feeling like you have a right to protect yourself. Right now, taking a higher view to things, using sovereignty when it comes to it. What would you tell another person who was going through the same situation? Would you say you need to do it all by yourself? Or would you say use the resources that you have? You know, if there's people willing to help, use that. Not to just use them, but to let them help you. I should say is let those people help you. And that may be something that's really hard for you to do. As you see, I started to stumble and stammer, and even right now it feels like my tongue is starting to get a little swollen, even though it's not. It may be hard for you to lean on others, to ask others for help, to speak up about things that you need help on. You know, what was crazy is we'll dive a little bit into a detour, but I was doing things around this apartment, changing some things around, and I am a very independent person. I love walking around this year saying independent woman, taking care of it and stuff like that. But there's times where this independent woman can't do it all by herself. Sometimes physically, I'm not strong enough. Sometimes physically, I don't have enough arms. Sometimes physically, there's not two of me. There's only one of me. And that's why I said, if you were meant to do everything by yourself, Aries, then you would have been put on this planet by yourself. There's a reason why there's a population of people here, and it isn't just because we're breeding like rabbits. Let's keep going. Something you're not seeing is having the willpower. The willpower to see things in many different views, whether going from the light all the way into the dark. Think about the many different views you have of the day and look at things that look differently in different lights. When you look at things through such a strict view on yourself, you see yourself in just such one type of way. But if you were to release that strictness and look at yourself in a different view, what would you see? Would you see that, hey, you know what? I am a capable person, but this capable person does need help. Gratitude. You know, like I said, sometimes we feel weak when we can't take it on all by ourselves, and it's hard to ask for help. But how can we have gratitude in being able to have the opportunity to reach out to another and ask them for help? I mean, could you imagine if you were in this situation by yourself and literally there was no one there for you to lean on? How much more difficult it would be. And here we just have a person who needs to swallow their pride a little bit and realize you're not weak for needing help. You're not weak for needing to lean on somebody else. And you know what? There's a reason why this is happening, because whoever you're getting ready to lean on for help is going to demonstrate something to you. And what I'm seeing, that it's going to be jaw-dropping, whatever it is that they demonstrate to you. And it's going to be something, like I said, it brings in a new self-awareness about you. And it could be about this other as well. Oh my goodness gracious, a lot going on here. You know, let me tell you, it would be hard for me to be able to do things if I didn't have help at time. I'm barely like 140, I'm 5'2", 39 years old. I've been through a lot of things. I know a lot of things. I'm very capable, but at the same time, there are plenty of times that I have to take a step back and I have to realize I need to ask for help. I need to ask for help. Sometimes I need to ask for help physically. Sometimes I need to ask for help mentally. Sometimes I need to ask for help emotionally. Sometimes I need to ask for help spiritually. And what I'm being told is to give you that spiritual example that I just asked for help. I was doing an MRI last week and I was scared. I did the CT, did the x-ray, easy. MRI, scared. Scared. And as they're putting me into this machine, I am scared and I am calling on the spiritual help from the divine. I'm doing my devotions. I'm openly asking for help from the divine at that time. And I was very proud that I was able to do that, that I had enough confidence that, hey, I can ask for this help, even if it's just spiritual help. And you know what? I made it through it. Do I want to do another one? Hell no. But am I really proud of myself for being able to lay there for 30 minutes and find the strength within the divine to make it through it? Yes, I am. And it taught me how to call in, how to say those prayers to help calm down myself. So let's go ahead and keep going into this present here. Spirit guides, what is it that needs to come out for the present? Whoa, that was quite a bit. There's a lot of things on the forefront that's really hard for you to see, really hard for you to talk about, I'm hearing to say primarily, or even hard for you to put out there. Maybe you're looked at as a person who should always have your stuff together. Maybe you're in a parental role. Maybe you're in a management or a business owner role. And so you have to look like you always have it under control. That's really hard because you're trying to put the weight of many worlds on your shoulder without asking for help. All I know is the Greek god Atlas only had one world on their shoulders, not the many worlds. So keep that in mind too. So let's start off with those three right away. Something here. I mean, you don't ask for help, like I said, because you're in such a position where you feel like you have to have it all together. You have to know what's going on. You have to be the tough one, so to say, in a sense. Then we go to this Knight of Wands all the way to the Ace of Coins in reverse to the Queen of Coins in upright. I've seen this Queen of Coins and I'm so glad that this card comes out. What you are asleep to is whoever your partner is, whether it's a business partner, a family member, a spouse, a good friend. You are asleep to who they are right now and what they do. For some reason, you don't want to bother them. Maybe you feel like they have a lot going on in what they're doing. But this person has a natural nurturing energy. This person will naturally provide you with the things that you need, with the wisdom, with, say it's food. If you're hungry, they know you're hungry and they're going to bring you food. This person is one who loves to take care. So whatever it is, I really don't think you're going to bother them when it comes to asking for help. But the thing is, you're so tied up in your mind about things. You're really strict. With this King of Swords here in reverse, you're really strict in your mind about things. With the Four of Swords, you're stuck. You will not move from that one freaking view. The Chariot in reverse, maybe you've solidified this view not only in your mind, but in your emotions on how things should be. How you should be the one to take care of it all, I'm hearing to say. But the Four of Wands, that's not something you can really build a very strong foundation in. Again, sometimes we have to learn how to journey a new way with this Fool here. And that is a part of the sovereignty. Having the sovereignty with things, being able to journey, being able to admit when things are crumbling around you and you need help. Let's see what else is going on here. There is just, you're really, really withdrawn from wanting to ask for help. I know I sound like a broken record, but I really feel like this is one of those things where you have a couple that are driving and they're lost, and one of them keeps saying, we need to ask for directions, we need to ask for directions, but yet you have the other one saying, no, I got it, I'm gonna do it, I'll figure it out. But this figuring, you being stubborn and trying to figure it out, has left you guys either going around in a circle or has left you more lost than before. This Empress to this Queen, I really feel like this is the same person. I really, really feel like this is the same person. But I feel like you don't want to intrude on this person's energy because they themselves can be a little bit of irritated. They could be a little quick in response because, and I don't mean like in an angry way where they badger you, but they could just be really quick with sarcasm. They could be really quick with kind of like having a meltdown about things. But I feel like whoever this is, they're very in tune to you. And what you don't know is they pick up when you're stressing and it stresses them out too. I really, really see a lot of that happening because you got a lot of cups, you got a lot of swords here too. So I think this is a person who is well in tune, somebody that you could have known for a while. And right now the relationship dynamics are shifting a little. I don't know if there's a power struggle here, and this is maybe something that is coming about between both of you. But the thing is you guys were aligned for a reason, and both of you bring in your own separate energies. And there's going to be times where one energy is going to be able to put forth more towards whatever they're doing versus another time where the other energy is going to be able to be put forth more of what they're doing to get y'all through things. This is why you guys are in a partnership. This is why we also have the yin and yang kind of energies that balance us out, because if we were always on the go, then we would not have time to rest. This is why, again, leaning on this person may not feel like it's in your best interest, but I feel like it could be, because whatever they're flexed in right now is something that's going to be really caring, really nurturing. It's going to be very gentle with things, whereas you're viewing everything as chaos. Be careful, be careful, be careful. Don't shut down and don't start shutting people out, especially when it comes to escapism with drinking especially. I could have a Aries here who's been drinking a little bit more often to try and deal with all the stressors. That is something that's here. We could be doing it more than 4 times a week, maybe 4 times a week at least. But there's something here about it. And this Empress knows by your habits, whoever this other person is knows by your habits, how stressed out that you really are. I would say that. And they're not coming in to try and irritate you, to try and badger you, but their way of communication style is a whole lot different than yours. So what it is, because you're already irritated and there's so much chaos going on, you receive it as them badgering you. But what they're doing is they're trying to poke at things to figure out what's going on with you, because at the end of the day, they really, really want to be there for you. They want to be that space, that safe space for you and for what you've been building. Just know that. But again, when it comes to our imaginations, if we feel like the world is against us, then we'll look for all the reasons that validate that in the world. So if you feel like this person's badgering you when they're actually trying to help you and figure out what's going on, you're going to see every reason that makes you feel like they're badgering you, opposed to you seeing that, hey, they see something's wrong with you. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Maybe take a break from these drinks. Maybe sit down and have a conversation with them. Let them know where you're at. Let them know how you're feeling. And let them know that you need their support. You need their help. Because again, this Empress is right there. This person, whoever they are, is very, very committed, very caring, and they will show up to help you out. But you have to ask for help. You have to open that door. You have to let them in, Aries. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's keep progressing forward now into the block. Angels of protection, please help keep us safe as we navigate the block here for the Aries frequency. I'm hearing that's enough. Wow. Okay, that is enough. First thing that pops out, it has to do with deception. So this tells me that whatever this chaos brings in, it's going to have three things tied to it. And maybe one thing will unfold at a time, but the root of it is deception. It's lies. It's something that you weren't expecting. And this is what's making you feel vulnerable. This is really what's rocking your world. Then we have the Ace of Wands here. Ooh, you're to the point where you're stressed and you're losing sight. You are losing sight of why you started the things that you started. You're losing sight because you're looking for reasons for people to be against you. When it came to whatever's happening right now with this chaos, what it is you're taking that and you're wearing it and you're looking for all the reasons on how this led up to this, even if it means looking at somebody else who's on your side a little bit different. And it isn't because of that person, it's because of your view at that time and you're looking for it. And let's see a few things here. Yeah, that 5 or that 10 of Swords. You're really locked up in your mind. Locked up in your mind, not knowing how to walk away from certain things, certain people, certain agendas. And then you have this 8 of Swords, stuck with not being able to move. And things are no longer fun. Everything just seems like a trial over and over and over. Every time you think you're making headway, something happens. Nothing can ever just go as planned for long term. Why can't certain people, I'm hearing that has to do with this deceit, why can't they get their shit together? What is it about what I'm doing that keeps, getting this chaos in the midst of it? It's not you. It's not you, but you keep going around in your mind about this and you're not letting it go. Because like I said, we have the 10 of Swords. We have the 5 of Swords. And we have the 8 of Swords right there. And then following that up, the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords. Really being hard on yourself. Upset. To the Hierophant here on the very bottom. All this stuff that you're not seeing, but this chaos is all what's going on in your internal home. But it's this one-way view. this one-way view to justify how and why things are becoming so much like chaos. It's the things that, make sense on why it's all happening. It has to be something that you're doing. It has to be something that you're being weak about. It has to be something that you're not taking care of. It's just a lot of self-blaming. It's a lot of irritability that you have here. And again, the root of it has to deal with the deceit from others. Do not let a few rotten apples make you feel like the whole barrel is ruined. Do not let these people sit here and distort your view so much that you take this to other places in your life with other individuals looking for how they're just alike. Because you will end up in a place that sometimes the ones that you care about, the ones that you don't want to lose, they won't follow you to that place. This one is a very strong individual, whoever they are. And this queen will do anything for the ones that she cares about. She will make sure they are taken care of. So will this empress. This empress will help you run things. She will help you solve things. She will be there for yours and your own. But if you push them away, if you become a tyrant in their lives because you're upset at the chaos that's happening, the things that are out of your control, you'll lose a good thing. You will lose a good thing. And I think that this is your warning right here. This is a warning from your guides, from your ancestors on this. Now, this isn't to lead you down a road of failure. Like I said, there's something here that you're going to be taught when it comes to yourself and when it comes to others. It may be the thing that helps you realize that not everybody's full of deceit. Not everybody has it out for you. Not everybody is trying to undo everything that you worked hard for. And maybe this will help you reevaluate the other relationships that you have in your life. Maybe this will help you reevaluate that you don't have to do it all by yourself. And that there was a reason why you were put on this earth, not by yourself, but with others. And why there are certain people who are in your life there to help you win. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this conclusion. I do have this new deck here. It is the Rebel deck. I may not be able to show you some of the cards due to some of the cuss words in them. And these ones are a little bit different, so I ask that you interpret them the best way that they resonate with you as well. So let's call in divine, 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 and universal energy. What are the positive messages that you have for the Aries community? Oh my goodness. What is the last card? Last card. Last card. Last card. I'm hearing there's no more cards. All right. They said that a few times, but I still had to ask. This... Oh, I love this. I love this. Like I said, you could be drinking a little bit more. This is something that this other one has noticed about you, and you've kind of went off a little bit on them about it. You need to take a step back, and you need to apologize. Not because they're right, not because you're weak, but because you care. That's why. They weren't calling you out to badger you. They were calling you out because they want to know what's going on. So, you're not weak, you're not wrong, but you're showing that they matter. when you apologize. You're showing that even yourself matters when you apologize as well, because if not, you stay holding on to it, that festers in, and that creates that more irritability. Something here when it comes to the chaos, when it comes to the deceit, you need to move on. Move on from it. Shitty people will come, shitty people will go, but guess what? The lessons we learn from them, we will grow from. Forgive. Look at that. Forgive. Let that shit go. Learn from it. Learn how to be able to have a radar to those type of people. I mean, sometimes in order to learn about bad people, you have to go through shitty situations with bad people. But then you start to see certain personality traits, and you know what? Your memory's gonna jot that lesson down, and when another person tries to bring in that type of shit, it's like red alert, bad person right there. Then I have ancient shit is cool. I think definitely the things that you've been forging over time, especially with these relationships around you, don't forget that. You know, it's taken a lot of work from the past till now, especially with this person that you're being asked to lean on. Do not let that blow away because it's something that's been around for a while. We learn a lot from the things that have been around for a while. All right, let's see what else. And this lands, you know, on the change and on the Fool. The Fool's embarking on a new journey. The Fool's also about bringing your authentic self out there. It's about sudden change too. All right, so if you are waiting for a sign, well, here it is. This is your sign. This is the biggest sign that your guides can give you right now, out there to where you can even read it. Just know that this is your sign. This is okay. This is something that you're not going to be weak if you do lean on another. Like I said, being able to have a partner, to have a friend, to have a coworker, to have a family member that you're able to lean on at times is something that is wonderful. But you have to allow that to happen too. All right, some we're confused on is, this one was out earlier too, is where is the freaking, or where is your freaking sense of humor? It doesn't say freaking, it says something else, but where's your sense of humor basically? What? Having a sense of humor, especially to shit that sucks, the chaos, is actually taking things with the good side of the ego. And with the good side of the ego, you're going to adapt, you're going to grow from this, and you're going to seek to understand it, but not understand it to take it out on yourself. And all the things that kind of feel ill about it, laugh it off. Laugh it off, because guess what? You're not those people who are relying on deceit to get more in life. You're a stand-up kind of person who works hard, who works independently hard to provide, to create, to move to the places you want to be. And that's okay, because sometimes that really independent person needs help at times. Again, that's why you weren't put on this planet by yourself, Aries. So let's find the humor in this deceit. Let's be able to lean on another, and let's be able to forgive things, to let things go, and to move forward, and seeing that asking for help isn't a weakness. Alrighty, Aries, this is gonna conclude it. Thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your patience. And don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.